Good morning and welcome to Crack the Mic podcast with Agent of Change Corey Davis. And this week's segment is entitled Relationships Singles Edition Part 3. If love is never enough to sustain a healthy relationship, then the question becomes, how does one navigate through the dating scene today? Dealing with loneliness, identifying red flags early on, setting healthy boundaries, balancing self-care with dating, navigating online dating platforms, overcoming past relationship baggage, understanding your own needs and value in a partner, how to build a meaningful connection, when to transition from a casual dating to something more serious, and the importance of communication in early stages of the dating. And to help me further this discussion, I have a very interesting panel that includes Rebecca Butterfly Vaughn, a renowned poet who's had the opportunity to serenade several entertainers like Charlie Wilson, Keith Sweat, Fantasia, and Nikki Giovanni, just to name a few. And last but certainly not least, we have Juliet Maisha, triple treat, performer, composer, filmmaker, multimedia artist, neurodiagnostic specialist, just to name a few. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Okay, well, welcome back to part 2. And I want to continue our discussion. Part 3. And I want to continue our discussion. So I want to ask this here because a lot of people would say that rejection is something, and it's not for the faint of heart. But if we all be honest, we're not going to be everybody's type. And just because of the variety or the assortment of taste buds or our likes, some folks like chocolate ice cream, others like vanilla, and others like chocolate and vanilla together, which is Napoleon. But the reality is, at some point in life, you will be rejected. So I want to ask the first question, if I can, Rebecca. How do you handle rejection or moving from a bad date? How do you deal with that, honestly?
Okay, like I said in the last segment, I've never done the dating thing. It's just, situations.
Or let me ask you, not to cut you off, or have you ever admired someone, or you really had an appetite for someone, and it was not met in kind or reciprocated? Have you ever had that?
Actually,
it was told no. I can't. No, I'm not going to date you.
No,
I don't want to do it.
To be honest, I've never been a reacher, and okay. I've never been one to approach someone. Like I remember. An older male figure in my life years ago, he was like, "Oh, you think you know all that?" And it's like, no, it's because I've always felt more comfortable letting that person react because I already know how I feel.
Okay.
I already know that, for whatever it is I'm giving you.
Okay.
So if you approach, then I know we're equal.
Right.
I know we're on the same page.
Right.
But if I approach, yes, I'm setting myself up for rejection. Absolutely. Or I'm setting myself up for a downfall. Mm-hmm. As far as, rejection or, being let go, I've moved on. Like no person that I've ever kicked it with can say, I blew up their phone, or, I damaged their car, or I showed up at their job, because at the end of the day, I still have to realize, if it didn't work out, what makes me think it's going to work out if I act a fool.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
They
true.
already
Right.
not dealing with you.
Right.
So now you go and flat 3 tires, you bust out the woods, you in-car
Right,
a
right,
message, you know, on the side of the car,
Wow.
on the hood of the car. You
Wow.
show up at their job,
Wow.
you know. They really don't want to be bothered with you because
Right, right.
you're showing crazy on steroids.
Absolutely.
You know, so no,
That's true.
you know, I cry it out, you know, and just keep it going.
But you know, Rebecca, honestly, I was looking at something, and when you said something, I was thinking back when, I don't know if it was in a movie, but it was immediately my mind went to this scene where you had, it is toxic. It just goes down to, let's just take it down to what it is. It's toxic. But some people, they find that attractive in a weird way.
Johnny Legend,
Yeah.
his first single that he had, and how you know he was like, she crazy, but she my crazy, you know.
Yes, yes.
You know, and it's not verbatim, but the basis of his song,
Is-
you know, his very first single that when he first came on the scene, the basis of the song is saying how, you know, he got this crazy female, but that's his crazy female. So, you know, some
Right,
people
right.
love that. I've
Right.
heard it.
Absolutely.
You know, I've been in bathrooms and hearing, you know, conversations where, you know, the girl is like, you know, I love some toxic stuff.
I know. It's interesting. That's
And
what
I'm
they say.
like,
It's
I'm
interesting.
raising my eyebrows.
Right.
I'm like, child, you done lost your mind.
Right.
That's like,
Absolutely. 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 And that's really the case with a lot of, you see it on social media, how people, they, you know, when the love is ended or it's over, they don't know how to move on and let the split be amicable. Hey, you go your way, I go my way. Because quite frankly, I think anytime that you cannot let go, I think that's actually obsession.
Yeah, no.
And it's
obsession.
psychotic behavior.
It's psychotic
It's
behavior.
something wrong with it.
It's obsession. It's the epitome of delusional.
Yes.
You know, why? You know, it's 8 billion plus people in
On
the
the
world.
planet, absolutely.
I don't know what it is now.
Wow.
But years ago,
Wow.
it was 10 women to 1 man.
Yes,
You
yes.
know? So
yes.
even if you fast forward, it's still more women to man.
Right,
You know,
absolutely.
if that person, you know, if it didn't work out, that person is not for you.
That's right, that's right.
Chill and learn more of yourself, get more into you, and wait for the person who is for you. Because my mom, God bless her rest soul, my grandmother, God bless her rest soul, I never met her, but my mom used to tell me that my Nana would always say, whoever is for you will come looking for you, to the point of knocking on your door.
It's interesting you said that, because I don't know, and listeners, I want you to think about this here. I don't remember, I think it was the movie Martin had, it was called Big Mama's House 2, when he was sitting on the riverbank and they were talking about relationships. And he opens this jar and he says, when you let something go, and if it comes back to you, it was meant to be.
That's right.
And
That's
I
right.
thought that was powerful because that was a very cinematic moment, what you just said.
There's one, I have so many, you know, special weddings, but there's one wedding that I did, that was very sentimental, in how they came back into each other's lives. They
Wow.
had parted from like 7th grade, and actually said, who has a middle school class reunion?
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
when you hear school and
Wow.
class reunion,
Wow.
it's usually high school, you know,
Right.
your senior year type of
Right.
vibe, graduate,
Right.
that type of class. But anyway, so he happened to see her name of, you know, commenting on a mutual friend, and he DM'd her. And, you know, it led, you know, he moved slowly and, you know, took his time. And as time went on, and then, they really got together kind of thing, and then they got married. And it was my, first time I was able to do troop song.
Right.
All I do is think of you.
Right.
I have
Wow.
always
Wow.
wanted to do the intro of that song for a wedding, and I was able to do it for their wedding.
Oh, that's powerful.
And yeah, so,
That's powerful.
in Jet Magazine, years ago, they had, where there was a couple that, as you said, same thing, they had parted. And a good 50 years would go by.
Wow.
He's coming out of the courthouse and she's going into the courthouse or the other way. Either way, they're in passing at the courthouse and they run into each other. And right there and then, they go home, put on some white, come back to the courthouse and get married.
Oh, wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. You want to share your thoughts on it? That's rare. That's rare. That's rare.
But that's amazing. That's an incredible level. Yeah. Well, rejection. I was thinking.
Or bad day. Or bad day. Or bad day. Either or rejection.
No, I was going to say, like, I guess all in all, I always joke around, like, with rejection is God's protection.
Absolutely.
Ain't no
Absolutely.
joke, baby. That ain't no joke.
That's not a joke.
That ain't a joke. That's real.
That's powerful.
1,000
That's
all day
powerful.
long.
Yes,
And
it is.
everything you said about it was on point. Like, if you're not feeling it, you're having,
Right.
you can't convince somebody. It is what
Right.
it is. But I do think it's interesting to say that I've had times where I've dated somebody where I wasn't really even that affected. I thought, oh, this is cool. And then they want to develop the relationship. They're fawning. They're, oh, you're the best. Oh, come do this with me. Come do that with me. And getting more intimate and getting more to know each other. And then all of a sudden, there's like, oh, you know what? Ghost. Or And it's so, that to me is so disrespectful to like engage and build somebody up and actually want to like make plans with them and then just ghost.
Right.
That's when the psycho comes out. Yeah, like that's when the other side. I'm just kidding, but like, then you're like, oh well,
Right.
yeah. Let me look on their social media. Where are they? What are they doing? Where were they on Facebook? Where did they look? Where did they?
Absolutely.
Oh, they were at the gym. Go by the gym.
Oh, wow.
See them, look me in the eye, and tell me what just happened. Because like but you gotta be the bigger person, right? You have to be the knowing that is that, and at the end of the day, rejection is God's protection.
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what's going on, that's a big red flag. So.
Absolutely. And it's interesting too because I tell people, I think, and that's why, because we live in a microwave society. Everybody wants it right now. I meet you and I want the family and I want this picture perfect relationship. But like you said, when we look at our parents and our grandparents, the relationships of yesteryears were a lot more solid because people understood, as Mariah Carey said so wonderfully in her song, love takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You will go through those moments where I call it valley moments, where you're uncertain and you may have a second thought, hey, is this really the person that I want to spend my life with? Because I do not believe, and you ladies can help me, I could be wrong, but I do not believe that because, and that's another question, so I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I will say this here. There are moments, I guess, when you're with someone, and I do not believe that, going back to the 80-20 rule, I do not believe that one person will be 100% of everything that you want. It's not
gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
First of all,
An
nothing is
unrealistic
perfect in
perspective.
life.
Absolutely.
Nothing
Absolutely.
is perfect in life. I mean, even your own body, where it's not as visible on some that it is, but
Right.
your one arm is longer than the other.
Absolutely.
One
Absolutely.
leg is longer than the other. You know,
Absolutely.
it's just more
Absolutely.
visible on some people than it is
On
others.
others, that's powerful.
Nothing is perfect.
Wow.
And that's going back to, the part two, when I said that, that's where the cheating comes in. Because the void.
Okay.
And so you have your 80
Wow.
and you're looking for the 20.
Wow. Wow.
And so you find the 20
That's powerful.
and you sometimes find the 20 that knows their place.
Woo.
And then you
Wow.
find the 20 that
Wow.
you wish you didn't find.
Absolutely.
Because they forget their place.
Yes.
And now they're
Yes.
sending text messages to your
Right.
wife or to your husband.
Right.
They're sending video to your
Right.
wife or to your
Right.
husband.
Right.
And now it's, Pandora's box is open.
It's open.
Not going to be closed anymore.
That's absolutely, that's so true. That is so true. So let me ask you this. Do you guys, ladies rather, believe in love at first sight? Do you think that's something, or is that, it's all in your head, as Nelly would say? It's all
Well,
in your
curse
head.
some more. My favorite comedian, female comedian that
Right.
is, in the whole wide world. I remember in the early stages of her career, and she would talk relationships, and she herself expressed that she does not believe in love at first sight. She more believes in two people getting together and choosing and willing to put up with each other bullcrap.
Wow. And you're going to have bullcrap with everyone.
And in all honesty,
Literally.
that's what it is. Me personally, same thing. I don't believe in love at first sight.
Now, why is that?
I have to get to know you, to even feel some type of love.
Right.
And I'm very big on the fact that love is verbal. And
Wow.
it's an action word.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so someone can say I love you, but they're not showing.
Wow.
And I'm a show person. Don't tell me
Right.
nothing.
Right.
I'm already a wordologist. Okay? I deliver words for a living.
Right, absolutely.
So don't tell me nothing.
Absolutely.
Show me.
Show me. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to commercial. We'll be right back to finish this discussion. Don't you leave yet.
You know you want to be a nurse, but the challenges you are faced with daily is making you feel unsure about the future. You're just scared of going back to school. You think you can't afford to. Take your future back. Be bold and change your career path. Come join us at Margate Medical Training Center. Our institution offers individualized classes to make your transition in fulfilling your dream of becoming a nurse easier and less intimidating.
The classes at Margate Medical are
Wonderful.
I found the class to be very interesting. The professor is very
Great. She breaks down everything so on a level where you could understand it. She's great. She's wonderful.
At Margate Medical Training Center, we are committed to helping you successfully achieve your goal of becoming a nurse. Our class schedules are tailor-made to suit the student's need. We also offer easy, flexible payment plans that will allow you to work and pay for school at the same time. And that's not all. Your NCLEX and exam preparations start from the first day you enter our classrooms. So soothe those fears and start your future with us. Let Margate Medical Training Center be your educational choice in helping you achieve your dream of a better future.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get back into the discussion with Rebecca. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, love at first sight, it may work for some people. I have in my, time of relatives, 3 relatives that they met their mate that day and got married that day.
Absolutely.
And was together for 40, 50 years. So
it can work for certain people.
Absolutely.
And then for certain people, it may not work.
Right.
Again, it's still going to all boil down to what do you have in common?
Wow. Wow.
What are your likes and your interests?
Right. Right.
Opposites attract is real, but you still have to come together and look through that telescope seeing the same thing for the most part. You know, if he likes to, and you have to have a balance in a relationship. You can't be to where you want her or him to do everything you like,
Absolutely.
but you don't want to do
Anything.
1 to 2 things that he or she likes.
Wow.
That's not fair.
Right.
You know, if she likes to go, you know, to plays and the movies,
Right.
and that's not really your thing, but still accommodation.
Wow.
And that's one thing that really is lacking in relationships, accommodations.
Right.
You know, accommodate each other.
Absolutely.
Okay, no, I really don't care for the movies, but
Right.
a baby want to go see that new girly movie coming out. Let me go.
There you go.
You know,
Right. Right.
Going out, you know, to a nice fancy event. He may not be a shirt and tie person, but at least for that moment,
You do it. Right.
come out of your shell.
Wow. Wow.
You know,
Wow. And you know, I was just thinking something because you find a lot of people who would say, like you said, I don't believe in love at first sight because you don't really know the person. But I would argue in this particular day and age and time that we live in, Rebecca and Juliet, honestly speaking, most people wear facades. So if you can't really
get the representative.
so yeah, you get this. So you know, I'm toiling in my head honestly between would I rather capture a person in their authentic self mode, just them being who they really are, versus a still framed, contrived, picture perfect. You tell them, hey, okay, you know, yeah, I'm gonna meet you. Of course, you gotta put on your best look, get the best haircut, put on the best cologne, want to go to the best restaurant. So you're not really meeting an authentic person. Because when you're dating, you're meeting somebody, you're putting your best foot forward. You're not really. So, I guess I'm kind of indifferent when it comes. I've never had that experience of falling in love on the first date. You know, I'm just, I had great moments on the first date. But, you know, it hasn't reached the level of me saying, you know, I want to marry.
Right.
I'm just being honest because I'm the type of person I really, and you can see through, and I'm quite sure women can see through men as well. When we're not being real, you know, I want to see what you're. I want to see what you look like without the lashes.
Right. Exactly.
You know, take off the makeup.
Exactly.
You know, I'm a t-shirt, flip flops type of guy, and I want my chick to be, hey, gym shirts and shirt, and we laying there, all the makeup and all those things. So I think it's a facade, and I don't think that you really get the essence of who that person really is. Because we live in a society where everyone wears facades. You're not meeting a person.
All day long, you're meeting the representative. It's just like I tell people, don't tell someone what you like and what you don't like because they fall into that mold.
Right.
Let a person learn you.
Right. Right.
And you learn that person.
Right.
You know, be surprised.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
So be surprised in the sense that, you know, they did their homework. So say, for instance, you're like, okay, let me take you to dinner. Get dressed. You go and pick her up. Go into the parking lot. How did you know I like Cheesecake Factory?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
did your homework.
Wow. Wow.
You reached out to her family. You reached out to her
Wow.
friends. You
Wow.
reached out to,
Wonderful.
her, it's like, hey, what does Tracy like?
Right.
Where she like to eat?
Right.
As opposed to asking her,
Right. Right.
and then, you get there and, it's like you present her with some flowers, but it's her favorite flowers. Not just any flowers. It's
Right.
another surprise, like,
Right.
how you
Right.
like sunflowers?
Right.
That kind of thing. Learn the person and let the person learn you, because that way you have a little bit of authenticity.
That's right. That's powerful. Julie, how about you? Do you believe in love at first sight, or is that a figment of our imagination?
I can see how it would be kind of wild, but in my opinion, at least actually from my own experience, I do.
Right.
I've always kind of had that moment. It wouldn't be on a date. It would be random. It would be
Right.
in a grocery store, and I met my boyfriend of 5 years. I remember just walking into a store and he was glowing, like almost like an angel.
Wow.
And I just knew at that moment, I said, I'm gonna be with this person. And we didn't see each other for maybe 2 weeks. We ran into each other randomly again, and then another bump into it. Was almost like
Serendipity.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something was in
Wow.
the stars. We kept running into each other. We went and played, I think it was like some sports together with some mutual friends.
Right.
And we were inseparable for 5 years. And I just, how could I have known? But I knew. Knew. And I think with a lot of my relationships that I really appreciated and had like a really good relationships, even though I am, they didn't last, but I did have great experiences, and I always felt like I knew right away. Yeah, from the first moment.
Right. Kind of like the deja vu. It's like, I've been here before. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, get it. So, this is our last question, and I want you ladies to really think about this here. I know I could answer it from, and let me send this here caveat out. I don't represent every man in America, but I want to say this here. I want to ask this question, I guess. What is the best part of being single for you? For me,
Coming and going, like I said. Not coming and going. Just coming and going. Like,
so freedom.
Freedom. Just
Right.
being free, and because first of all, my sleep pattern and my sleep habits are very wild, so that in itself, that if I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and, I'm not disturbing someone
Wow.
or sleep, or like I say, 4 o'clock in the morning, if I want to leave out and go take a drive or go to 7-Eleven and get me some munchy food or whatever, because I'm a foodie.
Right.
I'll snack it 24 hours.
Right.
I don't want to have to do it. Where you going? 4 o'clock in the morning?
Right.
That kind of thing. Or, if I'm out and about, like when I'm driving and I'm in traffic, I'm relaxed because, it's 11 o'clock, it's 12 midnight. I don't have to deal with somebody texting, where you at? Why you not home yet? That kind of thing. So
now I want to ask you a question. And there's it's a proven scientific study that is done. And what they did was they took people who were single for a very long period of time.
12 years.
Okay, so you would probably substantiate what I'm about to say. So here's the issue. Typically, they say when a person has been single for a long time, they're less tolerable. They're stuck in their ways, and it's hard to break that callus off the heart. So, and I've been single for a while. I've been single for a few years now, and I could definitely, hey, listen, I'm a casual date. We do, well, I don't want to say that because We don't do what we do. That's something Jay-Z said. We do what we do and then we out. I'm not talking about that. But what we do could be going to a movie, having a nice talk, walk along the beach, doing the relationship things without the attachment.
Right.
So that's casual dating me. But I find myself after being single for so long that I kind of I was right along with Eliza that study that the longer you go without being in a relationship, the chances are much slim for you to fall in love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's because, I can say for me, because I value my space.
Right.
And it could be I don't know, maybe you can help me out. Maybe it's selfishness. I don't know. Maybe it's in selfishness to a big extent.
Some people would view it as selfishness, and that's okay. That's fine. But in all honesty, it really isn't. You still need your space, because the thing that bothers me about relationships, that when two people get together and then even take it to the level of getting married, then they stop their life. And when I say stop their life, meaning if every Friday night that was boys' night out,
Absolutely.
it should still stay boys' night out.
100% agree.
If Friday it was girls' night out, it should still stay girls' night out.
Wow.
You know, the only thing that you change is probably the time you come in. You know, now you have to add that respectable factor
To it,
because you're with someone.
Right.
And it's only fair.
Right.
So if when you were single, you know, and you went out on girls' night out and you came home at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, okay, now come home at 1 o'clock.
Right.
Same thing if boys' night, you came home 2, 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, or when the sun come out, 1 o'clock.
Right. Understood. Your thoughts on it? What's the best part about being single for you?
Ooh, I'm like so great. You are a foodie. So the best part of being single for me is expensive food. I can treat myself to sushi whenever I want. I can have souffle. I can have the best, and I don't have to hear how much are you spending on this.
Right.
Yes, I love that. The freedom as well. The freedom of making my own choices and not having to explain the price tag.
So, but let me ask you, ladies, do it ever get lonely? Honestly, because because
I'm gonna tell you, with me,
okay,
I only get lonely 3 times a year.
okay,
1 to 3.
okay.
Valentine's, my birthday, Christmas. That's it.
Wow. Why on Valentine's Day?
Valentine's, because that's just it. It is, you know, it is the day of love, you know, and so, you know, you want a little bit of that action, you know, you want the candy, you want the flowers, you want a nice dinner, you know, you want to be holding and hugging somebody.
Right.
But then there's, you know, February 15th. And of course, you know, my birthday, the same thing. You know, you want someone, you know, to, you know, wish you happy birthday, but, you know, present you with some flowers and a nice card, take you to dinner or take you out or, you know, buy you that gift that they may have seen that you like. And so, again, here's my birthday's March 25th. Here's March 26th. And then Christmas, you know, it's a holiday, you know, you're seeing couples and, you know, the togetherness type of vibe. So, yeah, but other than that, the other 362, 363, when it's a leap year, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
All right. Juliet, you have the last response.
What was the question?
What is? Do you have any involved? Is there
Lots of friends, but you know, I think there's definitely times I get lonely, but not too much. I have a great cat and a great dog, and they cheer me up, and they are so fun. And but I do think it's funny to me that I feel actually I am so much into creating art and projects that I really don't think about it until I get those late night, let's Netflix and chill texts. And then I start feeling lonely because I feel like, oh, I'm single. This guy thinks it's okay for him to,
Right.
proposition me without any date or respect or dinner. Just a proposition. And then I start feeling lonely. Like, where's my,
Right.
my great love or my partner or somebody who at least wants to take me to dinner before Netflix and chill time. So.
Well, unfortunately, we are out of time for this segment. Relationship Singles Edition, Part 3. But before I leave, I want to remind you to like and share this YouTube video, as well as subscribe to the channel. But before I leave, I want to leave you with this thought by Nitya Prakash. It reads as follows. Being with no one is better than being with the wrong one. Sometimes those who fly solo have the strongest wings. Again, this is your agent of change with Craft the Mic signing off on this week's segment, Relationships Singles Edition, Part 3. And I want to thank my sagacious panel, Rebecca Butterfly Bonds and Juliet Mashke. Thank you, ladies. Peace.
I tell you, this old heart of mine isn't like it used to be before. No, it's had a lot of little bumps and grinds. It's just not the same. But are you willing to chisel down the wall that I have built up from past situations? Never really been in a relationship. It's just always been, I've been the one to show that individual how they should really be treated. See, I've been the one that was in the picture when the one that was really in the picture wasn't acting right. Then all of a sudden when things started to get deep like the Atlantic Ocean, then that's when we had to part ways. And it was okay. Yes, my heart was a little bit shattered, but I knew how to bounce right back into my own zone. A zone that I choose to be in now for the rest of my days. That's the single zone. Because it seems like I'm much better when I'm alone. Used to being a loner from birth, so it's okay with me. At the end of the day, I am an Aries to my bone. We are that number one zodiac sign. In fact, the only zodiac sign that does not need the assistance of the other planets. So again, this here heart has had a lot of bumps and grinds, but I'm starting to smooth it out and make it back beautiful and perfect again. And unfortunately, I want to keep it that way. So don't crush on me. Don't like me. Don't love me. I know that seems and sounds a little bit harsh, but trust me, for me, it's beautiful.